There is really no such thing as unplanned pregnancy. I'm Queen with Soft Eye Boutique, here to talk about this. Really no such thing as unplanned pregnancy. Have to definitely do a disclaimer. I am not talking about people who have been raped. This is also not medical advice, so please do not act on any information in this video. Please see a licensed medical professional to discuss your birth control and reproductive options. So, why I say that there is actually no such thing as an unplanned pregnancy is because the reality of the situation is, unless you do not have a uterus, or you're like completely sterilized, which means you don't have anything in there, there's always a possibility that you can get pregnant if you're having sex. So even if you're on birth control, even if you use condoms, even if you get your tubes tied, burned, you have the IUD, you have all of these things that you're using, and even if you may even be doubling up on some, maybe taking hormonal birth control or having IUD and also utilizing a condom, there is still a percentage that you can get pregnant. And I think that is something that people are not really talking about. But that's not to say that those options do not work, because they work and they work amazingly. But I don't really agree with the IUDs or the hormonal birth controls, because there are ways that you can track your birth control without using, well, do natural birth control without using any of those options. I have been doing that for years, like well over a decade. So the natural rhythm method, which is tracking your cycle, tracking your ovulation, and of course utilizing condoms. So the big thing I learned, especially after the Roe v. Wade fiasco that happened a couple of years ago, people just flat out, they are not using condoms. They're not. And it is what it is. A lot of us have been there where we haven't used the condom. Not everybody, but a lot of us have been there. But people are habitually not using condoms, and condoms work. They work depending on the type of condom you get. So make sure, like some really good brands are Glide, the PS brand, B condoms, Icon condoms. It's a Japanese brand. I think it's like Namato or something like that. Sustain condoms are really good, but I don't know what's happening with Sustain. I don't think they're producing like they used to, because they really used to have some really good extra large condoms that they don't make anymore. But those condoms really don't have the horrible smell. They don't give you that irritation, or you won't really get yeast infection or BV or some other type of vaginal or cervical infection from utilizing those particular condoms. So always be careful about the type of condoms you use, seriously, because any other thing, I mean, it's better than nothing, but a lot of these condoms out here are just horrible. But back to what I was saying, yeah, a lot of people really don't grasp that concept that when you are laying down with somebody, sometimes you may not even be laying down. You're probably standing up, bent over, got your leg cocked up to the side. And there's a chance that you can get pregnant by that person, despite all of the birth control that you are using. So when you actually engage in sex with somebody, the act of intercourse or coitus, there's always a percentage that you can get pregnant by that person, young ladies. And so that's something that people really don't fully discuss. So that kind of frames your mind and allows you to kind of make better choices with the people that you are choosing to engage in sex with. Now, y'all can have sex with whoever you all want to have sex with, but I just wanted to get on here and talk about that, because for some reason they're not really discussing that. I don't think anybody ever really told me that, but I've never been pregnant a day in my life. But that's just something that I learned through my own studying that there's always a possibility for you to become pregnant by the person that you're sleeping with, even if you are utilizing birth control condoms, as you should. Please use a condom, y'all. Please, please, please use a condom for vaginal and oral sex. I don't really want to talk about backdoor because I don't really do that. But if you are in that, definitely use a condom for that. Like, come on now, for real. If you're into something like that. But yeah, so just really keep that in mind, that there's really no such thing as unplanned pregnancy when you really think about it. Because when you really sit down and you do the numbers, out of all the entire world, that 2%, that's a lot of people who get pregnant after they've had their tubes tied and burned. That whatever small, slim percentage that you can still get pregnant from by using a condom, that's a lot of people across the world. So that is a lot of people still getting pregnant from sex, even using those birth control options. So definitely keep that in mind. We kind of minimize those small percentages because we don't put it in the grand scheme of things when it comes to the world, the number of people in the world. So just start looking at those percentages like that, and that'll kind of really start to open your mind. So Queen with Soft Eye Boutique just wanted to hop on here and talk about that.